Every gamer down in Gameville liked Christmas a lot, but the nerd, who lived just north of Gameville, did not. He stood there on Christmas Eve, staring down from his cave with a sour, nerdy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town.
Oh, Christmas. That time of year when everyone gets an awesome new video game. But the ones I always get are so unspeakably lame. Wall Street Kid is a game about cash and stocks. Might as well fill my Christmas socks with trash and severed cat cocks. Toki going ape spit, I admit. You can't move while spitting and die in one hit. Killing Time on 3DO doesn't give you enough ammo. Your parents paying $50 for a game where you shoot the fuck out of ducks really sucks. I'd rather eat deceased skunk yeast than play inferior arcade ports like Altered Beast. Altered Beast is a nut-kicking feast I can't stand in the least. Then there's games that are so ridiculously hard. Giving a reasonable challenge is something the programmers disregard. Last Action Hero, I can't even pass the first stage. Getting whacked to death by Ernest P. Worrell sends me into a fit of rage. Double Dragon on Atari? What is this shit? I can't even get up and score one hit. SCAT stands for Special Cybernetic Attack Team, but the droppings of carnivorous mammals is what the word SCAT really means. It's as close as you can get to a Nintendo game called shit. Balls is an aptly named travesty on SNES that makes no sense and is a cockamamie butt-brained mess. I'd be so let down playing on Christmas morning, but a game with a clown should have come as a warning. All those young gamers get to play something he or she enjoys, while I get the ones with terrible graphics and awful noise. If they played 2 seconds of Ultraman, they'd throw that junk, I reckon, back to Japan. They'd puke at the nauseating effect of Marsupilami. The camera jumps with the character, and that's a bunch of shit sauce and salami. They'd take an axe to Mad Max. They'd take offense to Taboo the Sixth Sense. They'd shriek squeaks and squeals, racing around with Bigfoot's uncontrollable wheels. They'd try kicking in Pit Fighter like there's lead weights tied to their heels. They try skating in Skate or Die without falling flat on their face, while staring at Rodney Dangerfield with a mohawk. Such a disgrace. The kids today have their first-person shooters. They talk on their headsets and go online with their advanced computers. They play their music and rhythm games, go jumping around and swinging. When those morning Christmas bells are ringing, they're rocking out in their living rooms, jamming and singing. They'd sing and they'd sing and they'd sing.
And the more the nerd thought of this Christmas sing, the more the nerd thought,
I must stop this whole thing. I put up with this long enough now. I have to find a way to stop Christmas from coming. But how?
Then he got an idea. An awful idea. The nerd got a wonderful, awful idea.
I know just what to do.
The nerd laughed in his throat.
I'll make a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat.
And he chuckled and clucked.
What a great nerdy trick. With this coat and this hat, I'll look just like Saint Nick. While all the gamers are asleep tonight, I'll give them some games they can play alright.
You're a mean one, Mr. Nerd. You really are a jerk. You're shameless as a shit mop. You've got mischief in your smirk, Mr. Nerd. I wouldn't blame you when you're playing Atari Berserk.
The nerd's sleigh started down toward the town, where the gamers lay a snooze without care, when he came to the first little house on the square.
This is stop number 1.
The old nerdy Claus hissed. He climbed to the roof, bags of shitty games in his fist. Then he ducked down the chimney. A bit absurd, but if Mario could do it, then so could the nerd. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace where the gamer stockings all hung in a row.
These stockings,
he grinned,
are the first things to go.
Then he slithered and slunk, so silent and swift. Around the whole room He took every gift. He took all the games that would make the kids happy and replaced them with ones that were terribly crappy. The Three Stooges, North and South, Linus Spacehead, Captain America, The Punisher, Bill and Ted.
TNC Surf Design. That one's pretty good. Like a rat's ass they'd like it, they would. It's by LJN, that's all you need to know. It's the worst surfing experience you'll ever undergo. The controls blow, and there's a cat in a tuxedo, a gorilla, some masked men. It's really a freak show. You move around, staying adrift on a motionless tide. One wrong move and it's the end of your ride. Even if you're doing fine, you'll suddenly get hit by a bird. It's as much fun as wringing the stank juice out of a turd. Skating may be the best part, but it's still just as delightfully tart as a broccoli bean burrito eating skunk that's ready to fart.
You're a vile one, Mr. Nerd. You got demons in your soul. You're wacky and you're wicked. Your crap is full of coal, Mr. Nerd. You're as charming and fun as a grizzly bear with a gun.
We'll see how they like circus caper. It's as fun as inhaling Chewbacca's anal vapor. You're running around, knocking down carnival performers, and the crowd are all clowns. Why are the clowns in the audience and not in the show? Why do they spell the name of the game? What shame, we'll never know. When you punch people, items fly straight up in the air. That's unfair, makes me rip out my hair. The hell with Sir Isaac Newton, they don't care. What goes up must come down. Not in this game, they were just fucking around. What turkeys worked on this murky mess of monkey jerky? Some quirky jackass from Albuquerque? Punching, kicking, lunging, and sticking. Short-range attack, bending way back, like a broom somewhat, then shoved up your butt. What's that? Bonus stages to keep score? What for? Since Atari, score doesn't matter anymore. When you die, you go back. Only one chance. Cut me some slack. In this stage, I'm flying around. I'd like to stay up, but they force me to go down. There's no buffer, you can't touch the bottom of the screen. Killed by invisible airspace, the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Tiny elephants, a kangaroo in a ring, a guy with a sword, all crazy things. Throwing soccer balls at a shit sack. What were they, smoking crack? Jumping in and out of magic hats, fighting over meat with white cats. Save the girl, why am I not thrilled? She was a target for knife throwing? Too bad she didn't get killed. How about Puss in Boots? That one really sucked. Dodging eagle poop in a car? Man, it's fucked. Nothing's more high class than the Statue of Liberty going right up your ass. Puss in Boots appeared on the title screen to Fist of the North Star. What's that mean? A fist coming out of a star? Gee, that's bizarre. One tiny jump takes you to the top of the screen. Damn, you almost touched the score. What are you, on a trampoline? Trying to break blocks, just can't hit the spot. With those white socks, just kick till you rot. Walking so slow, why can't you run? So tedious, that's no fun. The boss exploded after I died? A random guy vanished? What, did he just hide? Going upstairs, where am I now? There's no continuity, I don't see how. 1 minute I'm here, 1 minute I'm there. I just reappear any place, anywhere. Guys jumping through the roof, this game is so glitched. Now they're coming through the floor, what's going on? This is such a bitch. You can't go in most of the doors, like this big one, how can you ignore? Finding the right door is such a chore. Come on, where do I go? What a bore. Finally, when you do find the right door, how do you go in? Want to know the way? Not up, not down, by pressing right, B and A. How much were they drinking? Why is it so stinking? I'm staring unblinking. What were they thinking?
You're a foul one, Mr. Nerd. You're a dreadful, drunken schmuck. Your mouth is full of cusses. Your mind is full of yuck, Mr. Nerd. The three words that best describe you are, and I quote, thick, fat, fuck.
It was in the morning light when all the gamers began to rise, and in the nerds' delight, eagerly listened in on their surprise.
I know just what they'll do, those swines. They'll play those horrible games. Their Christmas will be ruined, like all mine.
The nerd put his hand to his ear, and he did hear their sounds growing fast. At first they were aghast. Why then, they started to laugh. Every gamer down in Gameville, the tall and the small, was playing with the worst games of all. He hadn't ruined Christmas. It came just the same. The nerd, with his nerd feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling.
How could it be so? It came with bad dudes. It came with Swamp Thing. It came with Goonies, Waldo, and Ring King.
He puzzled and puzzled till his puzzler was sore. Then the nerd thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe bad games mean a little bit more. He rode into Gameville to the girls and boys. He brought back their presents, all their games and their toys, both the good and the bad, the outdated and the rad, the notorious and nifty, and the PlayStation 3s, the Xbox 360, and the Nintendo Wii's. He brought everything back, all the games for the feast, and he himself, the nerd, played Beauty and the Beast. Welcome Christmas, bring your cheer. Cheer to all the gamers far and near. Welcome Christmas while we play some pretty fucking shitty games today.